I'm Carla. Hi, my name is Mary. Hi, I'm Susan.
Hi, I'm David.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Justin here. I appreciate you clicking on this video. Thanks for stopping by. And let's get right into today's review. We're going to be talking about Rent-A-Pal today. Really quickly, before we get into the review, I wanted to let you know that I just posted my Thursday throwback review for The Gate. It went up against Pre-Hysteria. You guys get to vote on all of my Thursday throwback reviews. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, movie_watch_daily. Every Saturday, I hold a vote for my Thursday throwback reviews. This week, Pre-Hysteria had one more chance to win. It went up against Macaulay Culkin's Pagemaster, and Pagemaster was victorious. So get ready for the Pagemaster review that will be coming out this Thursday. And be sure and follow me on Instagram because I hold these votes every Saturday, announce the winner on Sunday, and the winner goes on to be reviewed on Thursday. Hope your movies win. Good luck to you. Join the community, vote on movies. Be sure and like this video, comment below. I respond to every single comment on all my social media. I got that kind of time. So join the community, be a part of the community. It's not my channel, it's our channel. We're here to talk about movies. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Rent-A-Pal, 2020's Rent-A-Pal. Now, I love these kind of movies. I love these low-key, moody descent into madness films. The movies that give you this intimate, almost uncomfortably close peek into a character's life, and through the course of the film, observe all the little cracks that slowly break and transform someone who is introduced as this unassuming, great, caring person into somebody who is unrecognizable by the end of the movie and does horrible things that you didn't think they were capable of. And if the performances are good enough, you still somehow feel this empathy or sadness for the characters, even when they're doing the most unforgivable things. That emotional punch can really stick with you and make for memorable characters, and that's the case with David, our main character in Rent-A-Pal. The film introduces David, a 40-year-old sort of lonely dude living with his aging mother who has dementia that requires 24-hour care. Him and his mother both survive off her social security, and he spends his days caring for her and in his spare time poring over video dating tapes. The movie takes place in 1990, which by the way is done really well. A lot of movies that take place in the 80s and 90s can really shove it in your face like, this is the 90s, aren't you nostalgic? It really doesn't do that. It's really subtle and natural in its depiction of the era. Now, this movie obviously takes place in an era long before Tinder or online dating. Our character David goes to the mall to a place called Video Rendezvous. People record video profiles, turn them in, and they hopefully match with other VHS daters. You bring home a stack of video profiles, pop them in your VCR, then return the tapes like you would at Blockbuster, and give the agency the names of the profiles you're interested in, and hopefully one of those selections has chosen you as well. Sort of like swiping right on each other in analog. So after missing a couple dating opportunities and suffering a pretty severe blow to his ego, David decides to go back and record a brand new fresh video profile, and when he does, he's checking out and he looks at a little discount bin on the side of the register and he sees a tape called Rent-A-Pal, an interactive friend on tape. The friend inside the TV is played brilliantly by Wil Wheaton. He's just incredible in this role as this virtual friend via these pre-recorded, one-sided conversations where he'll tell anecdotes and ask questions, pause for responses, and then reply with these canned answers, because you know he obviously can't really interact with the people who have taken this tape home, these lonely people. From there, you see that David really starts to become obsessed with watching this tape. He watches it over and over again. He stops the tape, rewinds it, and plays it again to the point where he memorizes the entire tape and recites the words as they're playing on screen. It's really eerie. He starts to not being able to tell the difference between what's on the tape and what's being imagined in his head. One amazing thing about this movie is that the concept of this Rent-A-Pal, this virtual friend, is real. And I actually found an example. I don't know if it's the example that he used, but I found on YouTube a thing called Rent-A-Friend, and I'm going to link that down below because it is one of the most nightmare fuel bizarre things I have ever seen. I'll play you a little clip right now.
Hi, I'm Sam, and basically I'm here because I want to be your friend.
So as you can see, it is extremely creepy, and the director actually based the idea of Wil Wheaton and the concept on actual occurrences. Isn't that the most bizarre thing you've ever seen? So strange, but apparently it existed. That type of entertainment existed back in the VHS era. The VHS dating thing also reminded me of this old episode of Saved by the Bell. I don't know if you guys remember the one where Zach set up the dating service in Bayside. It was completely ridiculous, but they set up these video profiles, and it's just an example of how prominent these things were, at least for a small amount of time in the late 80s, early 90s era. Now, as he becomes deeper and more obsessed with this videotape, he starts to manipulate the words coming from Wil Wheaton's end of things, sort of to fit this sad, pathetic narrative he has. He starts to slowly unravel due to his unfortunate position in life. Life has handed David a set of shitty cards, and he is having a tough time dealing with it. That's for sure. This slip of sanity coincides with the exact moment he finally matches with a woman that's seemingly perfect for him. And this leaves us, the audience, really concerned for her. Is he too far gone? Is he dangerous? As we meet this really sweet, innocent girl that he starts dating, we wonder, is she safe? Is she gonna be okay? Yeah, and you'll have to watch to find out. This isn't an overly violent movie, although there is several sort of disturbing sequences. All of the tension and creepy aspects are conveyed just with good performances and solid filmmaking. It's a really amazing score. The soundtrack to this movie is awesome, and it's packed with these really cool like analog VHS transitions where they'll zoom in on the tape rewinding and all these really cool techniques. Another cool thing they do is when they show David's character sort of slipping into one of his darker moments, they'll zoom in on the TV really slowly until everything starts to become distorted and pixelated. The words that are coming out of the TV no longer sound like they're on a VHS tape. They suddenly become very clear and in the forefront of the sound mix, and it just becomes really eerie. It's really well done. The movie was directed by John Stevenson. This is his film directorial debut. It's a fantastic debut from him. He had mainly worked in the camera departments and been a camera operator previously, and he was actually the cinematographer on a movie called Eat, which is a fantastically disgusting Descent into Madness film that's incredible. I highly recommend that. That's going to be in the recommendation section of the review along with some other great movies. Every actor in this movie is just in top form, conveying all their different forms of loneliness. Everybody kind of has their own corner of isolation in this movie, from David having to be isolated in his house taking care of his mom, which has affected his social life, obviously. His mom, which has been devastated with dementia. She no longer even knows who her son is or where she is half the time. That's an incredibly lonely place to be. Obviously, you can tell by the way I've described this movie, this isn't a happy movie by any means, but we're all horror fans here. We're used to this shit. We love this dark subject matter. It's just a great entry into that genre of like moody descent into madness films. Now, before we get into my recommendations and all my reviews, I give you recommendations. If you liked Rent-A-Pal, I have a few more movies I think you'll dig. But let's get into final scores and ratings. Story and performances, it's going to be a 7.5. Everybody does a great job here. It's not overly dramatic. The movie didn't demand a lot from the actors, but the story is portrayed really well. The acting's great. As far as the technical abilities, I'm giving it an 8. Everything from the score, the cinematography, the sound design in particular were all fantastic. As far as the gore score, it's getting a 3. This isn't high on the gore. It's not what Rent-A-Pal is all about. It's not a gory flick. This is just a descent into madness psychological thriller. So but for rewatchability, it's getting a 7. This isn't a movie that you're gonna watch every day. Obviously, it's a heavy movie. It's not like a fun slasher that you pop on all the time like that, but it is a movie you'll definitely want to revisit with friends and introduce people to, so you'll definitely revisit this one. Rewatchability is a 7. As far as my recommendations go, like I said, this movie falls into the descent into madness genre, and I made a whole video with some incredible movies that fall under this category. I'm gonna link it below. Watch that video. I guarantee you'll find a couple of hidden gems that you didn't know about, or maybe you've heard about but just haven't seen. My top 10 Descent into Madness films. Watch that video. It goes perfectly with this movie. I think we're done here. Guys, that's all I got today. I hope you enjoyed Rent-A-Pal. I'm going to link my The Gate review. Maybe I'll link a couple of my other recent videos too as well. But thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay weird. Remember to always be yourself, and I'll see you next time.
I love movies. Gosh, I love movies. I love watching them, and I love making them.